Negative karma arises in many ways. It can arise in sickness. It can arise in anger. It can arise that we see people that benefit us as people that hurt us. It can arise in us running away. It can arise as spirits. It can arise as anger. It can arise as ghosts. It can arise as magic spells that others throw at us and it works. It can arise in many, 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 many ways. And it can hamper our growth, hamper our spiritual progress. And maybe we can down spiral. So there are beings who have spiritual powers, who are very advanced in meditation, that can share that spirituality or that energy with you through various techniques and means to benefit you to temporarily take away your problems so that you can continue where you reach a level where you can remove your own problems. Ultimately, no spiritual being can remove your problems, the real problem, temporarily wipe away. Example, if it's raining, a spiritual being can give you a windshield wiper so you can see until you reach your destination, but cannot stop the rain. If the karma to get the rain, you're going to get the rain, but temporarily can remove something so that you can continue on your journey. So therefore, these beings, these spiritual beings, meditating masters and whatever, they have great compassion and they have much more knowledge and they have a lot of power of mantra and power of meditation and power of compassion. And they're able to directly invoke upon an enlightened being. And they can compose prayers, rituals, pujas, amulets, protection knots, tatas, that when the receiver receives it, upon touch, upon wearing, upon contact, some of the spiritual energy of that being will come to protect you. Not become one with you, protect you. It will create some positive karma in you to open up. And how much it opens up depends on how much of that karma you have. So when we have negative karma arise in the form of all types of supernatural and natural harm, there are methods to overcome, there are methods to stop, and there are methods to protect, and there are preventative methods also. The ultimate preventative method and the ultimate solution is to control one's negative delusional mind, which is the cause of all the sufferings. But immediately, we're not able to control our delusional mind. And therefore, we have the results of our delusional mind, which can be spirits, black magic, ghosts, sickness, instability, unhappiness, depression, obstacles, accidents. That can happen. And if that happens enough, it can throw us off the path. Small things can throw us off the path. So what we need is high-level beings can compose, construct, and make, and give you procedures to overcome it. It's just like a great surgeon. You're not going to know how to take whatever out that's in your body, whatever tumor out of your body. You're not going to know at all. Someone can explain it to you, you know it well, but you still can't do it. You still need a skilled surgeon who is advanced in healing and surgery to actually do that for you. So similarly, if there can be skilled surgeons that can remove sickness from your body, for your physical body, that's better than you. Definitely there are skilled meditators who have the results of meditation whose mind is much better than yours. Definitely there is. Very logical hypothesis. So therefore, these spiritual beings know they cannot be around with you all the time, or you might be far away, and there's going to be many people who need help. So what these beings do is they create techniques and methods to pass on to future generations. That if we do exactly as they say, we'll have a very strong potency, a very strong ability to protect, deflect, prevent, and bless us. Definitely have that power, definitely. Definitely. Lord Buddha's blessings still extend to us now, 2,500 years later. Still, we're alive. Because there are many people who take refuge in the Buddha and become great beings, selfless beings. That's a blessing of the Buddha. That's a real blessing. From selfishness to selflessness. That's the ultimate aim of Dharma, meditation, and practice. That is the only aim. That's the ultimate aim. That is the aim. In fact, anything that diverts from that, is a distraction. Is a distraction. Why? If we're going to put so much time in something that only gives us benefit in this life, it's a waste. It's a waste of our abilities, of our precious human body, and our intelligence. So if a Buddha can bring us to Buddhahood, and we don't practice to become a Buddha, we just practice Buddha so we can have mantras to scare spirits away. What a waste. What a waste, because if you go see Badawi, and he says, I'll give you anything in Malaysia, whatever you want. It's your lucky day, it's your birthday, and I'm going to give you whatever you want. You say, okay, I'd like to have a McDonald's a Whopper. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Burger King. A McDonald's filet of fish. And everybody's like, oh, yeah, have anything you want. You just ask for a big piece of land, some title, money. Can I have $10 million? Can I have $50 million? You know, can I have Pahang State? You can have anything you want in Malaysia. He's going to give it to you. Oh, yeah, just take the Twin Towers lah. Kick all those tenants out and get new tenants in, double up the price. They're going to want it. Rich. So you can have anything you want, and you ask for a fillet of fish. Oh my God. That's so when you meet the Buddha's teachings, when you meet something superior, you don't aim for enlightenment. You don't aim for bodhisattva. Bodhisattvahood. You don't aim for the compassionate mind. You don't aim for the exhaustion of your negative karma and the methods and the meditation called that. You aim for powers. You aim for money. You aim for psychic abilities. You aim for visions. You aim for nice dreams. And you're happy with just that. That's like you going to Badawi and asking for a fillet of fish. I mean, you're getting something. You get, full stomach one day, but that's it. So if we come across such a superior method, that is no doubt, Buddha has no doubt in the world that he's a saint, he's fabulous. There's no one in the world that says Buddha is horrible. Whether you're Buddhist or not, everybody knows he's a sage, he's fabulous. It's accepted. He's a historical being. Even people who don't think he's a god or whatever, or he's enlightened, they still know there was a Buddha at this time. It's historical. There's no doubt about that. You don't need to have a vision of Buddha. He appeared. He's appeared. And there's so much evidence of that. So, like that, if there are people in the world who have compassion, and it's unending, and it's different, it's superhuman compared to the rest of us, and they have great compassion, and they have great love, and they can put great effort, and they're consistent, and they patiently teach us and help us and guide us. If we have that kind of being, that's direct proof of a Buddha. Why? That quality must have come from a teaching. That teaching must have come from somewhere. And that teaching couldn't come from man or normal people. That must have come from a person who has achieved that state. So by that inferential logic, there is a Buddha. Just that alone, it's inferential. Inferential is when you see the smoke, you know there's a fire. You don't need to say, show me the fire. Where there's smoke, there's a fire. So if it's very far away, you don't see the fire, you just see the smoke, and then you say to people, I don't believe there's a fire. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. I don't believe you. But all this smoke, hello? Where do you think it's coming from? Somebody farted? I mean, there are people like that. That's inferential logic means when we don't have the meditational ability to directly perceive, we indirectly deduce so we can continue our practice so there's no doubt. So like that, if you have people who have these qualities, then these qualities are non-human. They're abnormal. So they must come from something superhuman. Very simple. Very, very simple. Very logical. If you're here, definitely you had a great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. If I say, prove it to me, you can't prove it to me. But if I say, I don't believe it because you can't prove it to me, I'm ridiculous. What? You're here, you must have had a great-great-great-great-grandfather, whether you remember what he looks like or his name or whatever. Definitely you had. Inferential logic. So in Buddhism, when you reach a certain level, you haven't reached a certain level, you have to use that kind of logic. Indirectly perceive. Not directly perceive. You will be able to directly perceive. So therefore, your practice must be based on logic, not visions, not magic, not hearsay, not maybe, not unreliable sources, not unreliable lineages, and not sure. It cannot be based on that. Why? Because good or bad, intention good or bad, method good or bad is not the point. The point is, will it lead you out of suffering? Is it proven? That's very important. That's very, very important. Because you know why it's important? Let me tell you why. Good or bad, you don't want to waste your time. Because you ain't going to live forever to make a lot of mistakes. And if you're going to commit your soul and spirit and your time and energy towards something, you better make sure it has a result. So you better be safe. You better be safe. That's how I feel. So therefore, there are incredible beings out there who have written, composed, shown different methods to be a benefit to us, who we are lost, and we have a lot of problems, difficulties that can temporarily temporarily remove our immediate problems so that we can continue. It's like we're training to be a great athlete and we become sick. We need a good doctor. If we break a bone, we need a good doctor who can set it back and heal so we can continue being a great athlete and win a gold medal. You see, but if we get into it, once this doctor does this and we get into it, we hang around and we defeat our goal. And we become distracted. And all we do is diet and all we do is just hang around the doctor and watch. Doesn't help. So what we need to continue on our goal. So any practices we do for healing, for eating, for diet, whatever, it must be a method or it must be something that helps us to increase our mind, the ultimate practice. Development of the mind. It's the ultimate. And therefore, on this path, on this journey, doing our practice, doing our everyday lives, due to negative karma, and many forces of beings who have negative karma who propel them to do negative things, spirits, animists, etc., they do send real harm to us. And we're able to receive that harm because we have the karma of harming others. Some of us can receive very powerful magic and be affected. Some of us can be, they can throw eggs at a bomo, they can do everything they want and nothing affects them. The bomo can jump up and down, do a rain dance, whatever. It can't affect that person. I promise you, you get every bomo in town. You pay them 20,000 ringgits each and send black magic to Rinpoche. Let's see if he gets affected. Now, you get one little evil-minded bomo who's a 6:30 one and does some 6:30 magic and send it to Tsem. I'll be affected immediately. Why? I have the causes to be affected. There's a big difference. So I need some protection. I need some help. So when I'm going on this long journey, I have some protection. So if I'm going to go to Antarctica, I'm going to take some protection, like a big parka coat, thick quilt or whatever it is, And I'm not going to hang out in an igloo naked. No, I need some protection. That's a journey. I'm going to Antarctica. So in between, needs protection like that. Chakras, roos, R-O-O-S, mandalas, tsatsas, pendants of Buddhas, blessed, can be very powerful protection. Why can they be very, very powerful protection? Because the object itself is holy inherently, because it's the image of a Buddha or mantra of a Buddha. It's a mantra or image of an enlightened being. So it is inherently already very powerful. And on top of that, if it's energized by a spiritual being who really have actualized compassion, and they put their energy into that, it's double. And once they put their energy into something like that, you don't need to regenerate it ever again. You don't need to re-bless it ever again. No. Anybody can touch it. Nothing will happen to it. Why? How can anyone touch it and take away the blessings of a Buddha? Impossible. So if nasty evil people want to touch your little pendants and Buddhas, don't worry. Don't run to your guru and say, please regenerate it. Then what you're saying is that the Buddha is a rechargeable battery. All right? A mala is not inherently blessed because it's just an object. It's not a Buddha body. It's not a mantra, nothing. This can be polluted. Yes, it can be, but not a Buddha image. A Buddha image can never be polluted. It never needs to be recharged or re-energized once it's done. Never, never, never. Because once you open the doorway for the Buddha, his compassion is unending, and his clairvoyance and his tamjikemba, all-knowing mind, you're always in his mind. It never. So when we want to wear, that's why I design all these things. When you wear modern pendants that look cool, look at this Shakyamuni, isn't that fabulous? If you wear modern cool pendants that kind of fit your look, you don't want to wear one of these, weird, pendants, big and bulky, black string, all kind of symbols and tattoos. You're like, ooh, what's that? Or tattoo your whole body. You don't want to do that. Why would you want to tattoo your whole body, wear all kinds of big, bulky, neck weird things, oh, it's the corpse of a high monk. No, thank you. When you can wear this. Isn't that fabulous? Look at that. When you can wear this. Look at the designs. Modern, today, very hip, and blessed. And that's my brand of Buddhism. I tried to modernize it. So that came around here that I know a lot of people would like protection, and a lot of people would like to, also look good and wear something beautiful. Why not? What's wrong with that? The Buddha image remains the same. It's just the background. So what happens is, but most important, is that it must be iconographically correct. The stance and the hands, everything must be correct if it's Lama Tsongkhapa. You know, if it's you make up your own, it's like Lama Tsongkhapa's like, that's your own made up thing. You know, I had a vision, Lama Tsongkhapa came like that. And therefore, I'm going to make that. Well, we're not sure. But holy beings have already seen Lama Tsongkhapa like that, and they recreated that exact likeness, or Buddha like that likeness. So when we follow that, we're safe. We change all the backgrounds, whatever we like, designs, metal, whatever. But the original part must be really spiritually based. Original. True. Everything else we can change it around. No problem. But the real part we cannot change. We don't have the authority to change, and we don't have the attainments to change. I don't. I dare not. So if Buddha's like that, I'll change the whole background, color, everything, but he must remain like that or like that, according to traditional sources that are reliable from holy lamas, great practitioners.